Good evening, everyone. I am Shruti from ARC, that is Alumni Relations Cell. My teacher once told me, there is nothing more exciting than meeting new people, hearing their stories, and being inspired. And I second that. ARC, that is Alumni Relations Cell, came into existence on 19th September 2019. ARC aims to build a platform where the current students can learn from the former students, seek advice, and one-on-one mentorship. We, as ARC family, are highly delighted to put forward a webinar lecture series with none other than Mr. Ashtam Neelkanth. Mr. Neelkanth did his graduation in biochemistry from our college, batch of 2007. He is also the founder of BIAM, the Dramatic Society of Shivaji College. He is currently thriving to educate people, make the most of the one beautiful human life we have been given. And he's going to speak on the topic how to develop soft skills and thinking skills during quarantine and importance of soft skills in the corporate world. Well, this is the culmination of the vision of our acting principal, Dr. Shiv Kumar Sehdev, our convener, Dr. Darshan Pandey, our beloved president, Ms. Nishtha Sethi, and the vibrant team of ARC who have been working so hard, especially Chirag. Thank you. Well, I guess that will be it. I would like to pass over the mic to Mr. Ashram to proceed.
Yeah, thank you very much, Shruti. So let's start with today, and good morning to everyone. Yeah, many of you will say, okay, sir, it's not morning, but whenever we are greeting as per the culture, the best is to wish people morning only. So good morning to all of you, and I hope that you have heard the name soft skill maybe today or before that. So if you are able to see my screen or you are able to see me, please type yes in the chat section. The chat section is there on your right, and if you are able to see me or you are able to see the screen, please type yes. It would be great because I'm very much used to of having what do you say, interactive sessions with students. So it would be great if you can use this chat section so that I at least know that how do you feel. And this session of around 1 hour, it will be more like an interaction only. So we will try to have some sort of interaction at least. So there will be some questions, and it would be great if you can respond these questions through the chat section of the software. So it's great to see you all, and let's start with the first question. So soft skill is a very common thing nowadays, a very common word, a very in thing. So have you ever heard about soft skills? And if yes, then I request you to please share that what do you think are soft skills? It would be great if you can share your understanding about soft skills, that what are the soft skills in the chat sections, in the chat section. What is soft skill as per you? I will be waiting for responses for maybe 10 seconds or so, then I'll be moving on. It would be great if you can respond here that whatsoever is soft skill as per you, please jot it down in the chat section of this software that you are using. Okay, it's somebody has written combination of people skills and communication. Great, Nishtha, thank you very much. Anyone else who would like to contribute, whatever is their perception about soft skills? You are free to, and it's a humble request. Okay, Shruti has also, okay, they are human traits, they are processes like leadership. Okay, that's great. Yes, some of them are, they are. So now the thing is if you have any doubt or you want to talk to me, then your mic will remain off, but what we can do is like you can just type a doubt in the chat section, and maybe by the end of the seminar we can just go through any inquiry that you have or so. So let's start. So we all know that it's a very new thing or in thing. By soft skills is something that you all should know. Okay, I'll be using Hindi in between, so that it just stay fresh and not that formal. So basically, soft skills are as two people have commented. First of all, they are personal traits. Okay. Secondly, they are also behavioral traits. Third thing is they are people skills. So these are basically the skills that you actually, what do you say, experiment with people, that you need to uh, have with to have interaction with people. They are some of your personal qualities also. For example, empathy is there, so that is a personal quality that you have. Or maybe it's leadership. Then behavior traits, for example, you are a great listener. That is a kind of a soft skill that is there. Okay, for example, you are able to understand emotions and respond to it. That is one of the soft skill that is there. So if you think what is soft skill, so anything that is not hard is a soft skill. Hard skill hard skill so now it's very important to know what are hard skills. Hard skill is any skill that can be quantified. So, for example, you are learning computer, so you are learning mathematics, so you are learning chemistry. All of them are hard skills because finally you can give an exam and then you can qualify that, or you can get to know, okay, this is the percentage that I have scored. This is how much I know that discipline. But you cannot, no one can tell you, okay, you are 10% in leadership or you are 50% in communication. That becomes a bit difficult. So, as it has been mentioned in the presentation, also they are unquantifiable. And finally, what is there is thinking skills is part of soft skills. I'm not giving you any definition because here our purpose is to have to build a functional knowledge so that we can build over it, not to have an academic knowledge of the thing. So thinking skills are there. Thinking skills means, so for example, your critical thinking, your scientific thinking, your creative thinking. Many people consider that also part of soft skills because obviously while you are communicating or while you are actually exercising your leadership abilities, you cannot do that without thinking, right? So one of the basic things is your thinking skills whenever we are talking about soft skills. So now the second thing that we are about to talk is there is a challenge in front of you, that you are the captain of any team. Any team means you can think about it. Any team that want to you want to be a captain of. It can be an IPL team. You can just imagine that you are captain of Indian team, and your team is facing following situation. So different type of situations will come to you. I would be grateful if you can answer the questions in the chat section. So now the thing is, for example, you are consistently losing in an important tournament. You can just imagine, you are the captain of Indian team and you are consistently losing in an important tournament. Then what would you do? What would you do? Indian team and your team is losing consistently in a tournament, then what would you do? It would be great if you can type the answer, your answer. So with respect to soft skill, it's very difficult to know that what is right or what is wrong, because it's difficult to prescribe you anything that, okay, now you should do this, you should do that. If that is the case, then they would have been part of the hard skills. So many things might be coming into your mind. For example, what you will do is, like, first of all, you will research, and researching is a hard skill. So you will research, okay, what are the different factors because of which you are losing the match. The second probable thing is uh, that's something, okay, I will try to know the reasons and will motivate them. Exactly. Knowing the reason needs research, because that is more of a hard skill, and will also give them some hope that we can, yes, we can do it. ओबामा का पूरा जो कैंपेन था इलेक्शन का, the first campaign of Obama was majorly based on this hope. Yes, we can, because that was the time when your session has come up in USA. So the first thing is that you will do is, like for example, you will research about the topic. The second thing that you will do is you will talk to your people. You will motivate them. Okay, yes, we have been losing, but come on, let's try to see the other side of it. Whatever we have learned, or maybe the next team which is there, you will do. You will practice. We will start practice more, because when people are working, then it's difficult for them to keep thinking about it. काम करवाएंगे आप उनसे, मतलब you will have rigorous practices so that people have less and less time to be negative. You will motivate them out of the situation. Then let us see uh, you are so I'm adding to the situation that you are having a new wicket keeper who is not able to perform well, and the media which is there, our great media जो कि पहले से trial कर लेता है, that is blaming him for this loss. Now what will do? So you are already consistently losing, and second thing what has happened is the new wicket keeper that you had in your team is not performing well and is being criticized by the media for his performance. What will you do? And one more thing that I would like to add to the situation, that you don't have any reserve wicket keeper. If you remember it, this was the time when Ganguly went out with Rahul Dravid as the only wicketkeeper for the World Cup. What will you do? Although yes, there were some misses by Rahul Dravid, but he was anyways going fine with that. But your wicketkeeper is being blamed again and again that because of this new chap that you have, you are losing the match. So what will you do now? So one of the possible thing is that it's very important in the situation because the boy is new. What we do is, like, unfortunately our education system is working in a way, it has worked in a way that we just go on criticizing. Okay, this will, what are you doing? You must not do this. But at times it's very important to stand with people. You must have seen even Indian team captains, what they do is, like, somebody, if they are being criticized too much, they just stand with that person. It's very important when the world is against you and one of your teammates or your leader stands with you and believes in your abilities, gives you a chance. If you can be there with the people at their worst, then they will definitely have you when they will be at their best. So one thing that you should do is, like, stand with him, because anyways you don't have any other option. You can have a chat with him, a motivating session. Okay, okay, please don't be impacted by this. I'm there with you. So you just focus on your game. I know that you will bounce back because there is a reason, and you can give him feedback. So feedback has to be constructive whenever you are giving a feedback. Okay, you are doing this thing, you are doing that thing. So you can do this better by maybe you need to talk to the bowlers more because the last wicket keeper used to do that. Or maybe you are just being nervous. Okay, so you are not going anywhere, at least in this tournament, and you have my words. Believing in people at times is very important. Now the third situation is your स्टार बैट्समैन ऑफ द टीम हु इज द, आप किसको भी समझ सकते हैं इस वक्त में भी, विराट कोहली और रोहित शर्मा और XYZ, whosoever it is there, he is he is performing good. He is performing good, but he is not a team man. So now what do we think by not being a team man? So that his decisions are very individual. So he will focus on his individual performances more than anything else. He will focus on what do you say? Uh, so, for example, if even if the team is losing and he would not like to get out, he will focus on his or her own century, because I never said that it's a male team, so it could be female team also. So, so how will you deal with that person? Please comment. Please comment and tell me. Please comment in the chat section and tell me that how will you handle this one batsman who is very individual specific, who just have focus on himself or herself, and he or she throws tantrum and making you realize again and again, okay, because of him you are losing or winning the match. Okay, one replies that it make him understand that other players and people are not blind and they will make use of this. So it's better to work in a team. Yes. So that means that there are different strategies which we can actually use in this. So for example, first of all, the first strategy is talk. And one of the basic soft skill is communication skill. लोगों से बात करना बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. And this is one thing that we are very scared of, talking to people, right? So go and talk to him or talk to her, and just try to understand his or her mind state. There is always a reason behind the people's thinking. So first of all, try to understand him or her. Maybe he has or she has some logic behind whatever that person is doing. The next thing that you can do is talk to him about okay, how it's very important for all of us to perform well. You are performing well, but we are not winning. And finally, it's very important to win. So, and even if finally you are talking to him, you can talk about the team, you can talk with team, you can give him some appreciation in front of the team also, and you can just use some negotiation skills. Because for example, you'll just say, okay, as we all know that he is performing very great, and I think that maybe you will start giving him more and more responsibilities, right? Because responsibilities, for example, I think that you are performing so much well in batting order that you should be given the decision-making capability of arranging people in the order. So when responsibility comes, so at times people say, if you remember Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility, but the opposite is also true. At times, with great responsibility comes the great power to do the things. That is one of the things that people at times, when they go into new organizations, they try to have more and more responsibilities. And finally, if nothing works, kicking down for one match or her for one match. Nothing is above than the collective good. If he or she is not making you win the match, or then the purpose defies. You can handle the media yourself. They give them some excuse. At least take him down, take her down, at least for one match, if not for the tournament. The person will learn the lesson. Now the next thing is, with all these situations that you are consistently losing in the World Cup, maybe the next thing is like your new keeper is not performing well, is the bait for media. Your star batsman is performing good, but he is not or she is not a team person. And the last thing is, now your next match is with the most difficult team. For example, Australia के अंदर match है Australia में ही, and it's versus Australia at Perth. Perth is such a ground so that even the national team of Australia is not able to win the local team of Perth. So what will you do now? With these situations, your next match, please comment in the chat section and let me know that what will you do as a leader of the team, as the captain of the team, when you are consistently losing in an important tournament. Second situation is that your keeper is not performing well and the media is blaming him or her for the loss. The third situation is that star batsman that you have is performing good, but he's not a team man. And finally, that you are losing. You are about to have the next match with the most difficult team or best performing team of the tournament. What will you do? Do we have any other option? Okay, let me tell you one thing. So, what did Kapil Dev do when he was there at Sharjah versus Pakistan was the match, and I think India was down for 120 something odd runs. India was batting fast. It was, I think, first match of Wasim Akram. He bowled very well, and now 122 was nothing. And in Sharjah, Pakistan is supported like anything. Then what to do? What to do next with Ashri? Give them a pep talk. Tell them I trust and believe in them, and tell that sportsmanship is more important than the sport. So what? Let's get to know what Kapil Dev said. What Kapil Dev said is Kapil Dev just told his team, we might have lost the match, but let's play to win the hearts today. हो सकता है हम मैच हार चुके हैं पर आज हम दिलों को जीतने के लिए खेलेंगे. And finally his team bowled out Pakistan for 80 some odd runs. I mean, that was a record at the time. And all he did is believing in his team, motivating his team, and coming forward and performing the best, leading his team in the best way possible. Okay, so another response was, we'll motivate the team and to overcome the mistakes they are doing. And don't fear of losing and focus on performance, not about the result. Come on. But one of the things is like, you can just say them, yaar isse bura kya hoga? Can the situation get worse? That we are already losing consistently. People are already losing faith in us. And we already have a match with the most difficult team. People don't expect us to win. Just like the Indian team of 1983 World Cup. People didn't expect them to win. So I'll be taking more and more examples from your real life, from cricket, because maximum of the people are very much, they relate with cricket. Okay, so these are the basic soft skills, or maybe you can do, okay, Raghav Goyal has commented, in fourth situation, the captain can check past performance of the another team and can change the strategies. Most definitely we can do. So the first step that is there with respect to any situation is, if you can get to know about the opposite party, then please try to get to know the opposite party. अगर सामने वाले को जान सकते हो, then try to get to know, they get to use that information, because today is anyways the world of information, and so it's also one of the basic things that we do. One of the basic things that coaches of these teams also do, that get to know about the other team, what are their weaknesses. Maybe they have not, the other teams that they have played with, they have not been able to just figure out that one weak area that they have. Okay, thank you very much, Raghav. Now the next thing is, I want you to do is, please comment what are the different qualities that we have got to know through this case study, or through this example, or through this problem. क्या हम लोगों को personal attributes, behavioral attributes, thinking qualities पता लगी हैं इस example के through, because all of them are soft skills. Let me also take this time to tell you that how are we about to go. So now we will be, yes, communication, motivation, leadership. Definitely. Thank you, Shruti. Now, how will we go ahead? I would like to clear here. So, as we have already started talk about soft skills and what is soft skills now, the next step will be talking about different type of soft skills which are there. Then we will talk about why do we need soft skills. Then I will take one soft skill, which will be communication for today, and I'll be elaborating it that how communication is so important, why, what are the different mistakes. Harsha or Harsh Jain, leadership and communication. Yeah, truly. So uh, then we will get to know how can we make better communication right from your verbal or non-verbal body language, the common mistakes that people generally commit. And in the end, I will give you some awesome interview tips which you can apply. And we will also talk about, meanwhile, how can you use this quarantine period. Yes, in your skills. Very good. Sarvesh, thank you very much. And we will be also talking about, I'll be also talking about that how can you use this quarantine period to enhance your soft skills. Okay, so I hope that you can see this video, this slide which is there. So these are the basic 10 soft skills which are there. Many people also divide them in as internal and external soft skills. Internal soft skills would be self-motivation, thinking, decisiveness, problem-solving abilities, decision-making, right, and all these things. Then external soft skills would be your adaptation or flexibility, communication, taking responsibility, negotiating with people, conflict resolution, and many other things. So these are the top 10 soft skills which you can go through very easily. And if you can see that almost each and every skill was applied in the situation. Almost each and every skill was applied in the situation. And other than that, we can also divide the soft skills into three different verticals. So first of all is like leadership, second one is communication, and third one is thinking and problem solving. So even communication can be of two types, like communicating somebody who is outside, and at times you need to communicate to yourself also, which is more like self-motivation. So generally the soft skills which are there, they can also be covered into the umbrella of leadership, communication, and thinking and problem solving. So we are going ahead with it, and it's very important to know that why do we need soft skills? Why knowing why of a situation is very important, because if you know why, then it help you motivate to be self-motivated to learn that thing. One of the major reasons that some of the students are not so good in studies is that they are not able to know that why are they studying. Basically, why are they studying? क्यों पढ़ना है क्यों नहीं? So, but if your why of any situation is strong, then nothing in this world can stop you. So, for example, we almost each and every year we read news that maybe a rickshaw puller's son or daughter has got selected in civil services exam, or a laborer's son or daughter has got selected in the exam. Why? Why of that situation was very important for that person, because if he or she doesn't get selected with the exam, then they have to pull the rickshaw next day. Right? So knowing why of a situation is very important. Now, the next thing that we are about to do is, I have to figure out a way to move this. Yes, I have got. Okay. So now the next thing is the why of the situation. That why do we need to? If you have any other suggestion there for this slide, then you please say why is it important for you to know soft skills. So first of all, the first reason which is there is that we that soft skills complement hard skills. So for example, and many other the characteristics will go along. So for example, one thing is that the hard skills are complemented by soft skills. It's not the only important, for example, to have let's have what do you say, to, computer skills, but finally you will need to deal with your customers who are human, and to deal with human, you finally need people skills or soft skills. So no, soft skills becomes very important. We need people. So for example, I cannot do each and everything being me only. So we will have to do it. We need to interact with people. Today's corporate or today's organization, any organization that you will see, it's more and more and more about people. So it's very important that we know the people. The third thing is they take time to learn. It's not that today I start studying about leadership and tomorrow I become a great leader. No, it does not happen that way. Sorry. So they take time. So you need to spend time with the thing that takes time. Then the next thing is, which is there, is public dealing. None of the jobs of today are without any public dealing, whether it's your client or your customer or whatsoever. So you need to have public dealing, and with more and more increase in technology, we need to have more of soft skills, because the chances are that, for example, the communication will lower down. So for example, if we would be having a session which is very much live, then I might not need to have that much of voice modulation, but I need to have your attention from afar. So I need to have more and more of voice modulation right now. I need to exercise more of my communication skills right now, because we are very much apart due to technology. The next thing is mental health. It takes these skills. When you are able to succeed, you feel good in your mind, you feel healthy, you feel less stressed out. Stress management is one of the basic soft skills only. Another thing is personal development. For your own personal development, they are very necessary. And finally, for your professional progress, more and more you go up the ladder, more people you need to deal with, and hence better soft skills you need. So for example, you might be a manager today and you are dealing with around 20 people. When you go above the ladder, whatsoever is the ladder, go above the ladder, then the people that you might have to deal with will increase to 100, then to 1,000, 10,000, lakh. You're the country head, then you will be dealing with around 1.3 billion people, right? So yes, more and more you walk up the ladder, more and more you need to know more of soft skills. Okay, so I'll be taking one of the most important soft skill which is there, and it's very crucial to know about it today, is communication skills. So communication, you might have studied it in the school, that communication is basically of two types, so that verbal and non-verbal. Verbal means any communication which involve words. Non-verbal means any communication that does not involve words. So non-verbal communication would be your body language, how you show gestures, how well you are dressed, and many other things. And the next thing is your verbal communication. Verbal communication will have words. So as we can understand, because they will have words, so they can have what do you say? It's basically of two types. One is oral communication, because it involves words, and second one is when we use written communication. One of the key aspects of verbal communication is an acronym which is KISS. So that's also called as KISS. So that is the acronym. That is the acronym which is there. KISS means keep it short and simple. So when you are having verbal communication with anybody, the basic objective is the other person should get the message. Then there are other objectives like you want to show off. Then you got to know, you got to have the vocabulary like Shashi Tharoor. You are just throwing 2 or 3 words in every line, which will actually increases your social stature, right? So these are the basic 2 things which are there with respect to communication. Let's go ahead. So with respect to official communication, as Shruti has already informed you that we'll be talking about it. So very crucial things and the things we don't know much about. So I'll start with the first thing, that is shake hand. Shake hand is a very simple thing and very important thing too, because as per the science of body language, we actually develop the perception of the other person within meeting him or her within 5 to 7 seconds. And what is maximum that we can do in 5 to 7 seconds is shake hand, right? Okay, I've got a message here. Let me see if I can. Arpat Singh, sir, have fear of taking people and meeting them, so I hesitate to go with them, even with friends, and also have fear of taking responsibilities. All these problems are due to communication skill, and I don't any girl with a fear of talking. Okay, we will deal with this question by the end. So because we will have different whole section of question and answer in the end. So most definitely, Narpat, I'll deal with this question. So the first thing is like shaking hands. Shaking hands is the basic thing that you have, that you with which you can make impact. By just shaking hand with any person, you can get to know what type of personality that person has. So for example, the personality that it could be, uh, if that person has a weak personality, that person has strong personality, that is all you can get to know. And even, okay, let me give you an interesting thing, let me tell you an interesting thing about handshakes. Just by handshakes, probably, I mean, probability increases that you can dominate a person or you can be submissive to the person. So okay, let me see if I can see the camera. Yes. So if this is my hand, and I'm having a handshake with anyone, and if I'm having my hand like this, so that my hand is over the hand of the other person, then the probability is that I am about to dominate this relationship that is about to happen. On the same hand, if I'm shaking hand like this and my hand is at the bottom, then that means that probability is that I will be submissive to that person. So you won't even realize that why are you just following that person. So the best thing is, like, if you want to explore a new relationship, then have your hand at the 90 degrees with that person, so that that is more like a symbol. Okay, ki na teri na mere, let's explore this relationship further. Now the another thing which is there with respect to shaking hands is you need to have a firm grip. So now you need not have a very strong grip, so that, okay, that the other person should feel dominated with it, but also you should not have very weak grip. बहुत easy grip नहीं होनी चाहिए, so that the other person feels, I mean, this is not even a personality, right? So now the thing is ki, if you are what do you say, if you are scaling the grip on 1 to 10 scale, then your hand grip should be 6 to 7. You're at the scale of 6 to 7 out of 10. And don't forget to wear the smile along with the handshake. Okay, let's go ahead. The next thing is words. So choosing words wisely is very important. So if I take my own example, so I was completing my college. My master's is from TISS Mumbai. So, and I didn't have much of exposure of corporates, but one of my friend had. So I was talking to somebody. I was mailing to that person, and I just typed, so when can we talk? So she told me, okay, this is not the right way to talk to that person. Okay. At times you don't even know the right words to use. Okay, why do you think that this is not the right way to talk? So she shared, okay, this is more like a dominating way. If you are senior to that person, then yes, then you can definitely talk like that. But if you are approaching that person, then it's not the right way to talk to that person. And in offices, maximum of the communication has to be emailed, and anything that is emailed has source is recorded, and that can be used whenever. And plus, the written communication is not a great communication if you are not using the right word. Then the problem would be, then there would be a great problem. So now the next thing is, so how I said it finally. So it would be great if we can connect over the call. Please share the comfortable time, or please share the convenient time as well. That was the right way to say it. The next thing is listen. So now we don't focus over it, but almost 50% of the communication is listening. But whenever we are talking about communication, we are just talking about voice modulation and how to put the words, how to say the things. But we are never told how to listen the things, how things can stay in our memory. So what we can do is, one of the technique of listening is called as reflective listening. So now reflective listening means that while you are talking to that person, you will be, as that person is done, yes, you will be asking questions in between, or if the person is asking questions, you will answer these questions in between. And while after the person is done, after the person is over, you will confirm that was this that person meant. For example, when I'm done, so it will be more like you can paraphrase whole of this 1 hour situation in 4 to 5 lines, and you can just confirm, sir, did you mean this? That is the best way to listen, so that by this type of listening, you are engaging that person also, plus you will be remembering more and more because you are taking action from your side. Another thing which is there is your body and face. So whenever you are talking to anyone, your body speaks a lot. So never have your drooping shoulders, have your broad chest, and have a smile on your face always, because you will notice. So one of the so that Nirpat has asked a question, okay, that I'm very scared of talking to people. Come on, the first thing that you need to do is throw a smile, because smile is the shortest communication that you can have with the other person. यार राह चलते इंसान को भी smile कर दोगे ना, and unless and until it's not a creepy smile, that person will smile back. That's how the world run, right? So smile, use your face, use your whole face, and your smile should not be a formal smile. It should be more of a what do you say? We call it Duquesne smile. Duquesne smile is the word that we generally use. So Duquesne smile means that smiling with whole of your face, with your eyes, with your cheekbones, and with your lips. Don't be formal. Smile with your eyes. That the twinkle should be there in your eyes. The body, about the body, you should be straight. You should be straight. Your back should be straight. And second thing is that you should have open body language. Open body language is like when you are okay. Let me take you a bit back with respect to the body, the evolution. So if we are tracing the evolution, then from where did we start? Okay, let's see. Okay, previous to human, we were monkeys. Previous to monkeys, we were four-legged mammals, and then before that, yes, we were reptiles. So just imagine a reptile, or maybe imagine a four-legged mammal. For that sake, let's say buffalo. So if we are imagining a buffalo, then okay, this is there is one thing that is very common is the front side of any person that is there is filled with all the sensitive organs, right, from heart to lungs to intestine, your private parts which are there. All of them are there in the front only. But, so if a lion attacks a buffalo, then where will he attack? Where will it attack? It will attack at the back, right? So, but if we are human, and being human, we have become bipedal. हम लोग दो पैरों पे चलने लगे हैं, और we have exposed our frontal area. So lion can attack here. So what do we do whenever we are not feeling comfortable? We are feeling defensive. We will cross our hands. So whenever you are talking to anyone and you want that person to be interested in you, then please talk with whole front exposed. That means that you trust that person, you empathize with that person, and your conversation goes better. If you're wearing a suit, then what do you to do is like open and open person to talk. The next thing is appreciate. So appreciate the people that those are there. So, for example, this is one of the things that lacks in our system. We are very much ready to point out the mistakes, but we don't appreciate that much, right? So appreciate people. It's very important. So another thing that Narpat you can follow is appreciate everyone, because everyone has, and सबको अच्छा लगता है अपने बारे में अच्छा सुन के, right? So appreciate people, and whenever you're giving feedback that how did you do, and how can you go better. So first of all, appreciate that person. That is called as a model of communication, so that if you are in the beginning, then the possibility is that that person become open to you, or maybe you can say some general things, general truths, when that person become open to you. And you need to empathize with people, but we have already discussed in the last problem that we discussed, the cricket problem. Empathize with people, that it's okay. It's okay. Everyone has a bad day. No one wants to perform low. We are all people and we do commit mistake. That is a reality. So if you really want to hone good leadership skills, then please try to empathize with people, because they will be with you if you are with them. Okay, so let's come to the last section of this seminar, and that is about interview guidelines. Right? Maximum of you are there in the colleges, and how to crack that interview. Okay, before this, we can also discuss. Before I start this, I can discuss with you. Okay, how to uh, use this quarantine time period. क्या करें इस वक्त? So one thing that you can do is you need to read. There are different websites which are there over which free books are available. You can just Google them. So like PDF Drive is there, and other websites are there. So LiveGen is there. So you can just go ahead, read the books about for your personal development. Read the books about leadership. किताब पढ़ने से leadership नहीं आता, but at least your conscious will get to know what is leadership, how can I exercise it better. The next thing that you can do is work over your English. Being a science student, I never had a great English, and that was a great challenge. So work on your English skills, or work on your communication skills. Just try to give speeches. Yeah, watch some great motivational movies. You never know what is about to hit you where. Okay, so if it hit at the right spot at your heart, maybe that one movie will become motivation for you. So you can watch different great movies that have come. One of the movie that I will suggest you is Invictus. Watch that movie. Invictus is a great movie to watch, and try to use that, and try to see that movie in English only, with subtitles on. Try to practice more and more of English, so that, because English empowers you. Many people will contradict, okay, sir, Hindi mein bhi to baat kar sakte hain. Exactly. You can talk in Hindi whenever you want to, but that should be your choice and not your compulsion. So it will give you more of confidence if you know English, so that in spite of knowing good English, you choose to talk in Hindi. Yes, you can talk in Hindi, but it should not be a compulsion. It should be a choice. So you can do this, and next thing that you can do is focus on yourself. It's a quarantine time, so focus on yourself. Get to know, okay, what are the different things through which do the have your own SWOT analysis. You can YouTube it, Google it, what is SWOT analysis. So so you can have your SWOT analysis, so that skill, so that strength, weakness, opportunity, threat, and you can just get to know yourself, that what are your different strengths and how you should play with your strengths only. So these are the things that you can do. You can also join different online courses. So one of the website that I can tell you, where there are courses enlisted from international university, whether it's Oxford or Harvard or any other, Michigan. So the name of the website is edX, EDX. I don't remember whether it's edX.org or edX.com. Down edX. So anyways, any time it's good to have a great university over your CV, right? So you can use this time to do some professional courses, and just go ahead with your life. So let's get back to the interview process, that what are the different things that you can do. So first of all is ask before the entry, or ask before seating. Generally, people will ask you to seat, but if they have not been asked before seating. Next thing is wear a smile, and don't forget to wear formals. Okay, so one of the major confusion with respect to is what to wear at an interview is that okay, should I wear? So different type of companies are coming today. So some of them are very formal, some of them won't be very formal. So what should I really wear when I'm going for the interview? So one of the things that you can do is like, don't attract unnecessary attention. So go for plain colors while you are going. Don't wear very strong colors. Then and so that they actually attract the attention. You should be well groomed, so that you should have combed your hairs. You should have shaved properly. If you are having a beard, then you should have a proper beard like this, or fully grown. It should not be like all those advertisements, those the show of trimmer, that you should have a little of beard. You should not ever had that. Either you should be clean shaved, or you should have proper beard when you are going. And if I'm speaking from your age perspective, then yes, then you should be clean shaven, because that is safe to know. Then whenever you are sitting, sit with a straight back, broad shoulders. You should have either your hands on table or your hands on your own thighs, but you should have your hands on table whenever you are listening to that person. Else you can just use your hand gestures. You will listen at many places कि भाई हाथों को इतना ज़्यादा जो है वो hand gestures नहीं करने चाहिए. But come on, if I'll be speaking with you like this, won't it be very fishy? कि लड़का nervous है या तो फिर कुछ और problem है. It doesn't make me confident. So try to be natural with respect to hand gestures. Try to use them. Don't overuse them. Nobody overuse them. Yes, there are some people, but try not to overuse them. Use them, and whenever you are using, try to use one hand at a time. Okay. Next thing is okay. Let's talk about the CV part, which is there on my left side. Which side is your CV should be. First of all, you should know what type of person you are. There are basically two different formats of CV building. One is objective format, so the people who think in objective manner should have an objective CV, very point form. And the people who are very comfortable and have subjective thoughts and have subjective way of performing, then they should have a subjective CV. So that they should have more of details. They should not be point form if you're subjective. So I feel that I am a very subjective person, so I have my own CV is subjective. Yeah, and second thing is there should not be any grammar mistake. There are different online softwares which are there, which are for like Grammarly and all. So browse through them so that you get to know, okay, whether your CV is grammatically correct or not. Because for some people, it's a very great turn off if your CV is not grammatically correct. Third thing that you need to do is read your CV very well, whatever you are writing, because see, the interview is nothing. It's basically a conversation, and there are two basic sources. Those are there. That is you and your CV. That's it. इससे ज़्यादा बाहर सवाल अगर आएगा, that will be from the company. So you need to read about the company also for whosoever you are approaching or you are going for the interview. You need to read about that company. The next thing is be clear about your own personal details. There are details behind your personal details. For example, what is the meaning of your name? uh, from the city you are, has there been any achiever from that city? The school from where you were, uh, is there any person who is that from that school? So for example, you all are from Shivaji College. Maybe to break the ice, that other person would like to know, okay, what was uh, the famous battle that Shivaji Maharaj was actually involved with? Or do you know the contribution of Shivaji Maharaj in the development of the country? So these are some of the things, some of the details that you should be prepared with. Uh, Next thing is like uh, the process of the interview, or rather, let me complete. Okay, sorry. So next thing is like the process of the interview. So many people, they think that they are extra smart, and what do? Is they try to lie. Come on, the people who are taking your interview, they have been in the field for good amount of time to know that you are lying or you are not. So be honest. If you don't know the answer of any question, then please accept it and tell them, sorry, sir, I don't know. But you can improvise. So you can say, okay, sir, I don't have a clear idea, but if you would permit me, then I would like to take a chance over it. That is the best way to tell. Next thing is adapt. आपको the interview might not go as you expected. It could be very strong, it could be very loose. So you need to adapt as per the person who is there, because interview is nothing but it's a human interaction. And the next tip which is there for the interview is take time while you are answering the things. Take time for that. At times you just want to answer and you feel the other person will think that you are not confident. Just ask the presenter if you can take 10 minutes. And if you are not able to understand it, clarify. Clarifying is never ever a bad thing. So clarify that what did you mean, or you can just ask you, did you mean this? So clarify about it. Now the next thing which is there is yeah. So know yourself, as we have already talked. Okay, if you know your strength, then you can यार interview लिया नहीं जाता, interview दिया जाता है. So the basic thing is that you should be prepared with your strengths so that you can turn the conversation towards your own strengths. So know your strength. First of all, know yourself. Stay positive. Nobody wants to actually have a negative person in their team. So be positive, stay positive, and each and every answer you need to contextualize. Contextualize का मतलब क्या होता है? So give an example from the field. Else the expression that it gives is like you are just talking in the air. बिना किसी बात के हाँ ऐसा होगा वैसा होगा. But then again, if you are giving example from your own life, yes, it should do this, it should do that, he or she should do this, that, like I did this in that situation. See, everything is about contextualizing. So I have heard this. I don't know that it's true or not. And in one of the managing institutes, one of the person didn't have any work experience while he was being interviewed. But he said, okay, what type of skill do you have? And he just answered, I manage 5 girlfriends. Not a great thing to do. You should be loyal to your relationship. But that person was able to sell that skill, that situation as a reflection to the thing that how he has good managing skills. So yes, we can laugh over that, but whatever he has said, but he has used the situation to for this. I don't know if it's true or not. So believe me or not, even I don't know. So now the next thing is like be patient. Be patient. At times you will feel you are under stress, or so there is always generally there is water, glass of water on the table, so you can have it. You have water from there if you are feeling nervous, if you are feeling stressed, because water calms you down. Try to be patient. At times they will try to grill you, they will try to give you some hard question, although that is not very general thing that people do in interview. But if they are doing it, then they will throw one easy question to you. Don't miss that question under the stress of strong questions. The next thing which is there is discuss, not argue. One thing that we often do is like we start building an argument, but building an argument, you're not there for building an argument. You can just discuss, okay, sir, this, that. If the person is very much persistent about it, then finally what you can say is, okay, sir, I'm sorry, I'm not able to be convinced by your knowledge, but yes, sir, if you say, then I would like to read more about it, and maybe I'll try to come back to you if you will share your contact number. I would definitely like to build my knowledge about it. It uh, share better communication skills. It shares a positive attitude towards the thing. Don't argue, discuss. And finally, because the maximum of you are freshers, have enthusiasm, have energy and enthusiasm in your interview, because you might not have work experience, but you have energy, you have youth with you. So show that, show the commitment to the person, show the enthusiasm. And yes, that is one of the great things to do in the interview, because at some places, people, they just want people with commitment, they just want people with energy, they just want people, हिंदी में बोला जाए तो जो जुनूनी. So these are the things that you can do. I would also like to mention, okay, I have my own YouTube channel with the name The 8th Dimension Consultancy. We keep uploading the videos. There are different videos, so you can just YouTube it, The 8th Dimension Consultancy, and you can get to know more about these things which are there. And I think that we had a great conversation today, and it was, I hope that it was very beneficial for you. If you have any doubt, you can find me on Facebook, you can ping me, and this is one of the best times of your life that you are having, so please don't miss it. And you can share your inquiries with me. So if you have any inquiries, I would request Shruti if she can share or open the mic, whoever wants to ask any question. And yes, before I forget, I would also like to thank Shruti, Chirag, and I'm sorry if I'm Nishtha to have this program. It's anyways great to do that to your own roots. So use this time. I think this time is more like a privilege, because there are some people who are outside who are not having that great time. But if you are there in your home and you are having internet connection and many other facilities, it's a privilege that you have. So please use it for the best. And all the very best, all the very best from my side. Of the world, stay positive. See you next time. Okay, over to you, Shruti. Shruti, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
If there is any, yeah, please. So let me take the Narpat's question. So you have he has shared that he has fear of talking to people. Narpat, डर की ना एक बहुत अजीब बात ये है ना कि जब उसको सामने से आप फेस करते हो ना तो वो धीरे धीरे कम होता जाता है. And it's like just reimagine in your head, ज्यादा से ज्यादा क्या होगा, कोई बात नहीं करेगा ना. अरे come on, that is not like taking a bullet, right? So try to, you don't have friends, okay, so there are different apps through which you can meet people. beginning failures will be there, and I can understand that it's difficult to break that wall that you have in front of you. But try to what do you say? Practice open body language. Try to be open about yourself. Maybe once you start, the other person will get to know, or maybe the other person is also shy, and you will gel up very well. So one of the questions. So I hope that meeting them. So I hesitate. Uh, just 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 underline one thing that you want to do with that person, any of your quality that you would like to challenge. Okay, and just challenge that quality. It will give you confidence. Second thing is, because you are focused on that quality. Also, for example, that you are not good with giving smiles, just give smile. Okay, so I have experienced it. I have practiced it a lot. I was not good with smiles. I was a very creepy smile I used to give. So yes, so you can give smiles, and you can talk to that person. And see, talking is not like कि अंग्रेजी में ही बात करनी है. आप हिंदी में भी अगर आप confidently बात कर रहे हो, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. All you need to do is just give that person reaction that you have a great personality. And the next thing that you can do is, like I have told you, some body language things. You can read a book on body language and you will get to know. They say कि fake it till you make it. So दिखा तो सकते हो ना कि तुम कॉन्फिडेंट हो, अच्छे कपड़े पहन सकते हो, अगर मतलब if you can afford. I'm really sorry, I don't know the situation. अगर पहन सकते हो, and even if you don't, if you cannot afford, there is a style statement that you have. I mean, when we were in college, I mean, I was not from a very great background then, and we used to go to Janpath to have the clothes and everything, और मतलब 100-150 रुपए में वो कपड़े खरीदना और वही पहनना. And also, yes, it's not a matter that you should have this thing. You should have wear expensive clothes only. You should wear the right clothes. That is the thing. So I hope that I have answered your question. Yeah, Shruti, I'm sorry, I cut you in between.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. It was really informative. On behalf of ARC and all the attendees, I would like to extend a hearty vote of thanks for taking time from your busy schedule. We really appreciate it, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And on behalf of ARC, I would like to thank everyone for attending the webinar and making it a success. Hope you enjoyed and learned a lot. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Take care, all the best, and just keep working on you, keep learning, and keep growing. Thank you very much. I'm logging off.